Good day everyone! So ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang Movement Education Framework from the Table 2.1. So we have 4 concepts: the body, space, effort, and relationship. Every concept, meron tayong categories and subcategories. And under naman sa categories and subcategories, meron tayong movement elements. So, first na concept is ang body. Ang categories natin ay body parts. Ang movement elements, head, neck, ears, eyes, nose, mouth, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hands, fingers, belly, chest, spine, back, bottom, hips, knees, ankles, feet, and toes. Nakadepende yung mga body parts na to kung paano gagamitin sa movements. Ito ay mga location lamang. Next category from the concept of body is the body shape. First, narrow. Anong narrow? Makitid, meaning maliitan. Next, wide, meaning malapad. Next is round, bilog. And twisted. Twist lang. Hindi siya ikot, kundi twist. Next is symmetrical and asymmetrical. Asymmetrical is yung the same. Ang asymmetrical is magkakaiba. For example nito, sa grupo, kapag once na sa symmetrical tayo. Example for group. Kapag once na ang move ng isa ganyan, lahat ganyan. Pag asymmetrical naman, kung ang isa nakaganito, ang isa nakaganito, ang isa nakaganito. Again, ang symmetrical is the same, ang asymmetrical is magkakaiba. Next category from the concept of body is the actions of body parts. Movement elements nito, first is weight, bearing. Second, receive force or weight. Third, apply force. Fourth, lead the action. Fifth, weight transfer. So first, let's talk about the weight bearing. Kapag nakatayo ka lang, wala kang ginagawa at ang bigat ay nasa paahan mo, lahat ay nasa paa, that's the example of weight bearing. Next is receive force. Kapag ang kasama mo is nagpasa sa'yo ng props, you have to prepare para hindi masyadong malog ang katawan mo when you receive the props. And pinasa niya sa'yo yung props, meaning pinasa niya sa'yo yung bigat. That's how you receive the force. Next is apply force. Kapag once na nag-alsa ka ng dumbbell, nag-apply ka na ng force doon. Yun ang simple example ng apply force. Lead action. Ang lead action, sa mga swimmer, kapag once na naglalangoy sila, yung hand nila ang lead action kasi yun yung nangunguna habang naglalangoy sila. Next, weight transfer. As long as pinasa mo yung weight, that's include to the weight transfer. Next category para sa concept ng body is ang actions of the whole body. Meron ito siyang subcategories. Yun yung non-locomotor, locomotor, and manipulative. Let's start for the non-locomotor. So sa non-locomotor, meron tayong stretch, curl, twist, turn, spin, swing, push, pull, rise, sink, gesture, dodge, balance, counterbalance, and counter tension. Ito ang mga examples nila. First is ang stretch. Next is push and pull. Ang push, itutulak mo siya away from your body. Ang pull naman is hihilain mo siya papunta sa iyong katawan. Next, rise and sink. Ang rise is papunta sa taas. Ang sink, papunta sa baba. Gesture is the movement of the body, especially the hand and the head, to express meaning and send an idea. Next is the dodge, a sudden movement of the body to avoid something or someone. And balance. Ang balance is anything na naka-remain. Naka-steady lang siya, hindi gumagalaw. That's the balance. Counterbalance, a weight that balances by another weight. Katulad na lang yung sa bote. Kapag pinatay mo yung isang bote, then pinatong mo naman yung isa. That's the example of counterbalance. Countertension. Example nito is yung tug of war. Pareho silang nagabirahan. They exert same amount of force away from each other. Next subcategories is the locomotor. Ang under dito is ang walk, cartwheel, crawl, bear walk, crab walk, run, leap, hop, skip, jump, gallop, slide, rock, and roll. So, ang walk, alam naman natin lahat na kapag naglalakad tayo, araw-araw natin yung ginagawa. Alam niyo na rin kung ano yung walk. And this is the video for the cartwheel.
I can't think of a better ab movement than the good old-fashioned cartwheel. Facing forward, up and over, you'll be facing backwards.
Ito naman ang video for the crawl.
On all fours, babies can really move.
Crawling is one of the tools that we use in rehabilitation all the time.
Physical therapist Danny Johnson also uses crawling in her classes at the Mayo Clinic Healthy Living Program.
Crawling on your hands and your toes is great exercise for your core, for your shoulder girdles, for your hips. Really managing those developmental movement patterns of reciprocal movement back and forth.
Johnson.
Ito ang bear walk.
This activity is called a bear walk and is another great animal walk that you can do with your child at home. It works on a number of areas like postural strength and body awareness, but is also a good tool for regulation. At home, like other animal walks, they form part of a sensory diet, but can be used on a daily basis in routines as part of transitions. Have the child stand and then lean down and put their hands on the floor. You want to encourage them to use their body in different ways. So, for example, you can have them use the same side of the body, same foot and hand move forward at the same time. Or you can do the opposite sides as well.
Ang crab walk.
A crab walk is a full-body exercise that improves cardiovascular fitness as well as strength throughout the core. Invert the body into supine tabletop position. Drop your hips to where they nearly touch the floor. Move your right foot and right hand forward, then your left foot and left hand. Continue to repeat in a belly-up, all-fours position to form a walking pattern. This has been the crab walk.
This is for the run. Leap, hop, skip,
Step, hop, step, hop.
jump,
Foot take-offs and same lang din sila magdala. So, jump.
gallop,
The gallop is a forward-facing locomotor movement. Your lead foot should stay in the front while your trailing foot remains in the back. Your feet should never cross or switch places. Your lead foot does a heel-toe roll while your trailing foot does a toe push to propel you forward.
the slide,
The slide is a sideways locomotor movement where you remain on the balls of your feet. Begin with a powerful side step followed by a sideways leap. While your body is in flight, your feet should meet and never cross. This movement should be rhythmically fluid, balanced, and continuous as you travel.
rock, and the roll.
In the egg roll, you're going to squat down and you're going to hug your knees so you're in a tucked position. You're going to fall to your elbow, roll over your back, and keep your egg tucked.
Next subcategories tayo is the manipulative. First dito, we have throw, roll, strike, kick, volley, catch, trap, dribble, and carry. Let's start from the throw.
And in the warrior pose, this is what I call the warrior pose. You see, I'm pointing to my target and I'm going to scratch my ear with the tennis ball. So you can see I'm like a warrior. I'm pointing to my target, scratch my ear with the ball, and I'm going to step and throw over my head to my partner. So here we go, pointing to my target, scratching my ear with the ball, step and throw. And he's going to do the same. Awesome. See?
The rule.
Start egg rolls by rolling side to side, touching one knee, then the other. Next, roll knee, shoulder, shoulder, knee. Once you have the idea, try it with straighter legs. Some kids find these easier. Here's the advanced show-off version. All those we can call egg rolls.
This is for the strike.
To themselves the ball. You've got their racket behind them here. Step and swing. Okay, just once more. Okay, they've got the ball here. They can practice racket behind, step and swing. That's the forehand strike.
The volley.
Going to switch hands. So now try with your non-dominant hand. Don't let it touch the ground. Just tapping with your fingertips. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now letting that balloon come down.
Catch. The trap.
You can control the ball is by trapping it using the underneath part of your foot. So that underneath part or the sole of your foot, you trap the ball as it comes in.
Dribble. Common in basketball.
Minahawakan ng matagalan ng bola. Bali, simultaneously lang siya na nagtatouch sa ating hands. That's the dribble.
And last is the carry.
Ang carry is, binubuhat natin isang bagay when we are traveling.
Let's proceed to the next concept, which is the space. Meron itong 6 na categories. The location, direction, level, pathway, plane, and extension. First is the location. We have the self space and general space. Ang self space is yung nasa sarili natin. The personal space. While the general space is yung literal na space. Yung location. Like the gymnasium, the playground, ganun.
Paano ito sila nagkonekta? First, kunwari, nasanay ka na ang movement mo is malakihan. Then, kapag once na nagsayaw kayo, ang space pala na grupo kayo, then marami kayo. Then, ang space nyo is may liit lang. So, kailangan mong mag-adjust sa self-space mo. Kailangan mong liitan ang movement mo para magkasya kayo at magiging equal ang movement yung grupo.
Next category is the direction. We have the forward. Alam naman natin ang forward is papunta sa harapan, pasulong. And backward. Backward is patras, papunta sa likod. Next is sideways. Ang sideways is sa gilid natin. Up, papunta sa ceiling, pataas. Down, papunta sa floor, pababa. Next is the level. Ang ginamin dito is yung parang height lang siya. Which is, ang low is parang nagawa ka lang. Ang medium is yung mga nag-slide ka. And the high is yung kailangan mong maglukso. Mataasan. Ganun. Parang gina-measure lang yung height ng mga ginagawa mo. From low, medium to high. So, next category is the pathway and extension. This is the example.
First is straight. Curve. Curve. And and zigzag.
Next category tayo under the concept of space. We have the plane. And under sa plane, ang movement elements ito is the sagittal, frontal, and transverse. Let's talk about sagittal. So sa sagittal, cuts the body from left to right, meaning ang movement nito is forward and backward. For example, basketball chest pass. Diba? Flexion and extension. Forward and backward lang ang movement nito. That's the sagittal. Remember na lang, basta forward and backward, sagittal. Next is frontal. Ang frontal naman is ginakat niya naman yung from the front mo and back. So, meaning, ang move nito is sideways. For example, dito is the jumping jacks. Nasa gilid lang ang ating movement. Basta nasa gilid, sideways, that's the frontal. Now, the transverse. Ito yung nagakat from top and bottom. Meaning, nasa middle lang. Ang mga movement ito is yung twisting. Pagti-twist. That's the transverse. So, the last category under the space is the extension. So, we just have two movement elements, the small and large. Ang small is yung hand natin is near the hips lang siya. Bali, maliit lang siya na movement. While the large is extended. So, malapad. Nakastretch ang ating kamay. Next concept is effort. At that time, ang movement elements ito, first, fast, second, slow, and third, acceleration. Fast is literal na mabilis, like sa count, sa beat ng music, sa movement, basta mabilis. And slow naman is dandahan, genuine, smooth. Ang acceleration, from slow to fast. Nagapataas siya, nagapabilis na nagapabilis. That's the acceleration. Next category is force. We have hard, and soft. So, sa soft, is katulad na lang sa sayaw ng mga folk dance. Dapat soft lang ang kamay, ganon. Then, hard naman is, example nito is, sa mga hip-hop. So, kailangan yung power talaga ang pag-move ng mga kamay, ganon. So, dapat matigas. Parang strong. Next category is flow. Ang meron sa flow is bound and free. So, ang bound is yung stoppable siya. Bali, ang free naman is yung paggusto siya. Last category is the focus. Ang focus, meron tayong direct and indirect. Ang sample ng direct, sa athletics, katulad na lang sa athletics. Diba, tumatakbo ang athlete, nakafocus lang siya sa finish line. While the indirect, katulad ng basketball, nakafocus sila sa bola. Bali, papasa-pasa, diba, ang bola. Hindi sila nakafocus sa isang direction, hindi sila nakafocus sa isang bagay. Nagatingin sila sa mga kasama nila, sa bola, sa sa ring, ganun. Yun ang sample ng direct and indirect. Last concept tayo, the relation. Under dito, meron tayong 5 categories and sa 5 yon, meron isang may subcategories which is meron 3. So, pag-uusapan natin ang category na under sa people. The elements first is solo. From the word itself, solo, iisa lang siya. Bali, magpa-perform siya, individual. Next is alone in a mass. Meaning, nagpa-perform ang isang bata pero grupo sila. Yung kumbaga, parang graded siya individual, pero grupo silang nagpe-perform. May mga kasama siyang nagpe-perform din individually. So, dapat, focus lang siya sa sarili niya, pag gusto siya sa kung anong ginagawa niya, pero grupo sila, meron siyang mga kalaban, sabay-sabay silang nag-perform. Next is partners. Ang partners naman, even or uneven groups, meaning even, di ba? Partner-partner talaga. And uneven is merong bungkig. So, sinasabi ditong partners, as a group ito siya. Bali, magpa-perform sila na grupo. Hindi sinasabi dito na partners, meaning dalawa lang sila. Meaning, as a group pa rin. Tama ba? Next is individual to group. From the word itself, individual, tapos grupo, bali parang kakalabanin ng isang tao yung grupo. Then, meron namang group to group. Ang group to group is katulad lang sa basketball, di ba? 5-5 then naglalaban sila. Grupong naglalaban. So next, under people pa rin siya, pero mga formations ito. First, yung triangle. Siyempre, yung triangle, magpa-form lang naman ng triangle. Ganun. Sa mga laro, di ba, minsan, merong mga laro na pa-form nila is triangle. Then, sa mga sayaw. Then, circle. Pabilog ang kanilang formation. Bali, grupo sila. Then, pabilog ang kanilang tinatayuan. Next is square. Di ba, may mga laro katulad ng softball, square. Next is scatter. Alam naman natin ang scatter is yung nagkakalat lang throughout the place, as in, doon lang sila sa place, then wala ng exact formation, basta kalat lang. Then, spokes of a wheel. Ang spokes of a wheel is merong isang nasa gitna, parang katulad na lang kung nag-training ang mga athlete, di ba, merong pabilog, then, or anything na formation, basta merong isa sa gitna. Then, last is the X. Alam naman natin ang X ganyan. So, merong mag-meet lang, mag-form ng two lines, then mag-meet yung sa both center, both na gitna nila. That's the X. Next category tayo is position. Commonly present ito sa mga grupo or partners ng mga performance. First is above and below. So, ano naman natin na, kunwari kung nasa above ka, ikaw nasa taas. Kung below ka, ikaw yung nasa baba. Next is over and under. Unlike sa above and below, ang ginamin doon is tao talaga. Ang isang partner nasa taas, ang isang partner nasa baba. Dito naman sa under and over, meron something na pinapasa like siguro props. Then, kunwari, over the head, under the leg, ganon. Merong pinapasa lang na doon ang papadaanan, over and under. Next is inverted. Alam naman natin ang inverted is binabaligtad. Katulad nitong lapis. Nakatayo siya ganyan. Inverted, pabaligtad. Ang ulo nasa baba. Ang ito nasa taas. That's the inverted. So, dito tayo sa mount and dismount. Example nito is sa mga cheerleading, di ba? Mount is yung pag-akyat, di ba? Meron tayong mga ginalift-lift natin. So, aakyat sila sa atin, ganun. And dismount is yung pagbaba nila. Remember, mount ang pag-akyat and dismount sa pagbaba. Next is in front of behind. Alam naman natin, in front, nasa harapan. Pagpasa sa harapan. Of behind, sa likod. So, pagbigay sa likod. Next is beside and alongside. Ang beside is yung nasa tabi mo lang. Alongside is parang connected kayo in the body. Like, nag-hold hands kayo or nag-dikit. Ganun. Beside is nasa tabi lang. Alongside is connected yung body nyo. So, next is true. Alam naman natin na kapag once na ginamit ang true, parang mayroong dalawang bagay na ginagawa. For example, ang bata, naglakad siya simula dito, papunta dito, at the same time, nagkuhula hoop siya. So, yun. True. Next is around. Example nito is, kunwari na lang meron isang parachute. Then, ang parachute, ang mga bata, nakapalibot dun sa parachute, then, bago nila i-lift up pataas yun, nakapalibot sila doon, then sabay-sabay nilang hawakan yun, pa-lift up. That's the surround. Bali, nakapalibot sila. Ang position nila is nakapalibot sa isang bagay. Next is around. Ang pinagkaiba nito is yung surround is nakatayo lang sila palibot. Ang around naman is moving. Kumbaga, nag-iikot sila. Katulad na, kunwari, meron isang bonfire. Then, nandoon ang mga bata. Then, naglalaro sila. Then, nag-move sila paikot sa bonfire. Around. Nag-move and surround is nakastay lang. Next is supported and support. So, ang support, ito yung nag-hold pataas. Katulad na lang, di ba, sa mga cheer dance. Alam niyo yung taong naghahawak sa baba. Sila ang support. Ang supported is yung taong nasa taas, yung ginalift up. Sila yung supported. So, support is yung naghahawak, supported yung nasa taas. Next is lift and lifted. Same lang siya sa support and supported. Kaso ang lift is pwede siyang gamitin for the objects. Like, for example, dumbbell. So, ang lift is yung tao. Kunwari ako, I hold the dumbbell, ako yung mag-aalsa, ako yung lift. Then, once na naalsa ko na yung dumbbell, bali, yung dumbbell ang lifted. Naalsa ko na siya, lifted, past tense. Ganun. Next is meet and part. alam naman natin, ang meet is yung pasalubong. Katulad na lang kapag once na ang dancer partner, then nag-move sila forward to each other. Then part naman is yung nag-move sila backward from each other. Yun. Next is near to and far from. Ang near to and far from naman, example nito, kunwari sa athletics, ang nangunguna is near to the finish line. Malapit na siya. Pang-describe lang siya na malapit na siya sa finish line. And far from is kunwari, ang last runner is far from the fourth runner, ganun. Bali, ginadescribe niya ito na medyo ang kalayuan. Ginadescribe nito yung kalayuan. And ang near to, ginadescribe nito kung gaano kalapit. Ganun lang yan. Next category tayo, under the relationship is the timing. So, meron siyang tatlong subcategories, which is simultaneous, next is alternate, and next is successive. So, first is simultaneous. Meron siyang mirror, match, contrast, and unison. Let's start about mirror. So, alam naman natin na sa mirroring, kapag hinarap mo yung mirror, parang ganon yung movement nyo. Kumbaga, when I move my right dito, ang taong kaharap ko, imomove niya yung left niya. Kasi mirroring nga, dapat naka-same lang kayo, ganon. Kung ano yung nakikita nyo sa salamin, ganon yung magiging kalabasan ninyo dalawa. Next is matching. Same na siya sa mirroring. Ang pinagkaiba niya lang is kayo na dalawang tao is or grupo is naka-face kayo sa isang direction. So, magkatabi tayo. Diba, ang mirroring is magkaharapan kayo. So, ang matching naman is magkatabi tayo pero same lang din tayo ng ginamove katulad ng sa mirroring. Next is contrasting. Sa contrasting naman, kung sa matching at saka mirroring, same sila ng movement. Sa contrasting is magkaiba. Kung ang isa ang movement niya is pataas ganyan, ang isa naman ang movement niya is pababa ganyan. Ganyan ang contrasting. Last is the unison. Alam naman natin, ang unison parang united, nagkaisa. So, katulad lang sa mga swimming, unison is yung pag-move nila ng kamay na ganyan, halos sabay-sabay sila. That's the unison. Then sa mga dancer, katulad, para siyang synchronized. Ayun. Bali, same sila ng movement. Sa mga dancer, dapat sabay-sabay sila sa pag-move. That's the unison. So, next category tayo is the alternate. Ang under dito is take turns. Ang take turns, alam naman natin na parang followed by another na lang siya. Katulad ng sa boxing. Pag suntok mong ganyan, then biglang susuntok ang kalaban, then follow mo na lang, nasasagang ka ganyan. That's the take turn. So, sa ating subcategories, meron di bang tatlo? Dito na tayo sa last, which is the successive. First dito is movement sequence. Ang movement sequence is, example nito is yung sa gymnastic. Di ba nag-start sila na parang maglukso, then mag-tumbling, then last nila is mag-stick sila na dapat nila sila mag-move. So, dapat klaro doon yung start na movement nila, then yung last na movement nila, kasi nga sequence, dapat maklaro doon kung saan at paano sila nag-change ng movement na naman, saan sila nag-start at saan sila nag-end. Next is canon. Alam naman natin siguro ang canon kasi medyo familiar ito. Katulad na ginagawa natin ito, parang gina-take natin as laro. Kunwari, nagkanta ako, then yung last word na nabanggit ko sa kanta ko is magiging first word na naman ng susunod sa akin sa kanta niya. Then, kung saan na naman siya nag-end na word, susundan naman nun, no, dapat magiging first word yun ng mga susunod sa kanya. That's the canon. Parang i-continuous lang, pero yung last move or last word na ginawa ng first is dapat magiging first ng susunod sa kanya. So, next is the question and answer. Ang pinaka-basic na example nito is, pwede namang malagay naman sa movement ang question and answer. Katulad na lang, di ba, kapag mag-start ang sayaw, mag-gesture ng ganyan ang lalaki. Meaning, nagtatanong siya kung pwede niya bang maisayaw ang babae. And kapag once nag-receive ng babae, that's the answer na pwede. Ganun. Next. Act and react. So, the main idea is the one movement causes another movement. Meaning, katulad na lang nito kapag once na ang best example, act, gigulat kita. bali, ang magiging reaction mo is sisigaw ka, biglaan. Bali, biglaan, parang malakas na sigaw na ginulat kita, then ang magiging reaction mo is malakas din na sigaw kasi nagulat ka. Last is the lead and follow. Alam naman natin na kapag lead and follow, may isa na mag-lead, then magpa-follow ang iba. Kunwari, ako ang leader, sinabi ko na imumove ko to, then magpa-follow kayo na imumove nyo to. Pag move ko ng ganito, magpa-follow naman kayo na mag-move ko yung ganun. Ako yung follow, ako yung lead, kayo yung magpa-follow. Kung ano yung ginawa ko, i-follow nyo. Next category from the concept of relationship is the goal. Under the goal is meron tayong cooperative, collaborative, and competitive. First is cooperative. Cooperative, alam naman natin na kapag once na nag-cooperate, parang grupo nag-supportahan sa bawat isa. Katulad na lang, kung kunwari, sa game, kapag nasa training, kumbaga, kung nahihirapan ang kasama mo sa pagte-training, mahihirapan siya sa mga drills. Yung mga expert na, tutulungan nila yun para naman at least maka-cope up siya, kaya niya makipagsabayan. Then sa collaborative and competitive, ang collaborative is parang nag-uusap, ito ginagawa siguro ito ng mga leisure lang, ganun siguro, leisure na mga laro or mga sayaw-sayaw or something. Nakalingawan na. Kasi ang collaborative, parang mag-usap kayo na ikaw ipapanalo kita. Kayo mananalo, bali, pabibigyan namin kayo, magpapatalo kami. While the competitive naman is syempre yung serious na lalaro. Both na grupo is nag-goal na manalo. That's the competitive. Last category from the concept of relationship is the environment. Under dito is yung static and dynamic. So, sa static and dynamic, first is sa static tayo. Ang sa static is yung gina-target ng student is fix lang siya. Katulad ng sa game na dart, di ba? Focus lang siya sila yung goal nila na tamaan yung nasa gitna. Then, hindi man yung nag-move, that is a static. And dynamic, katulad na lang sa softball, diba? Pag once na na-receive, hawakan na ng mga, yung bola, kailangan nilang habulin na tamaan or itouch yung bola doon sa tao na tumatakbo. So, nag-move man yung tao, that's the example of dynamic. Remember, static is nakastay lang ang focus nila. Then, ang dynamic is nag-move yung kailangan nilang habulin. So, that's it. I hope natutunan nyo kung ano yung mga tinuro ko. Basic lang siya, simple lang siya, pero at least